Welcome back everyone to the Complete Pineleaf. In the last episode I finished gathering up the Grey Company, and since that time they have been slowly making their way to Rivendell. Now I believe they've all arrived, and while they were busy trying to gather their forces and arrive here, I've been busy running skirmishes, and now I have my favorite title, Skirmisher of Middle-earth. Right, so now I can introduce myself as Pilot Mule Skirmisher of Middle-earth. But first let's see what we have here, because Elrond surely has called me to come here because the Great Company has finally assembled.
Hope is not in vain.
By your efforts, the summons was brought throughout Eriador, Pineleaf, and now the Dunedain have responded. Many of their number have come to Imladris, and they prepare to depart for the southern lands, that they may come to Aragorn in time of his need. You will ride with them if you see fit to do so, but I have been made aware that my daughter desires first to speak with you. She is at Imdolan, on the slope of North Imladris, overlooking the road that climbs up into the Misty Mountains. So let's find out what Arwen has been doing while we've been waiting for the Grey Company to assemble. We have found Arwen?
My own undertaking has come to an end, and its fruit waits now for a bearer.
You have returned from your errand, Pineleaf, and have come to speak with me, as I asked. My delight cannot be hidden, friend, for my own undertaking has also come to an end, and its fruit waits for a bearer. All right, take a tall staff, wrapped closely in a black cloth bound with thongs. I have made this gift for Aragorn. The days are short, and it may be that our hope will soon be ended. This standard I will make for him will fly aloft at a time of his choosing, and he will know for what he fights. May it bring courage to my Elfstone and those with whom he stands. Bring this gift and my words to Halabrad by the stables of Imladris, for he has consented to bear them both on the journey south. Very well. And yes, Aragorn has so many names. Aragorn, of course. We have Estel, which is hope. Oh, we have Strider, of course, which is what it's called in Bree. And we have Elfstone, or Lesar, if you say it in one of the elven tongues. It really gets confusing sometimes. Hello there, Halbred. I have a message for you from Arwen and this standard.
I will carry this burden on our journey.
You bring both a gift and a message for my chief from the Lady Arwen? I see. I will carry this burden on our journey. It will come to Aragorn through all the perils of our road lie in between. When will this standard be unfurled, I wonder? And against what sky will it be raised aloft? Well, only time will tell on that.
All is nearly ready.
While I finish the final preparations for our departure, I ask that you speak with some of those who will accompany us south. Ensure that they are prepared for the road and rested for the first leg of our journey. I saw Golidir just to the northeast some minutes ago. Speak with Elrohir. Radonir was just to the east of the two of them beneath the footbridge. Lothrandir is just across the way oh speaking with his horse Mithu. Okay, for a moment there I said he could be speaking with his horse, but apparently he is, yes. He knows a great deal about the lands through which we must pass. Ask him what he has, if he has any further information about the road which lies before us, to move in haste. Once we have spoken with these four, find Candeleth by the stable gate and speak with him about what lies ahead. All right. Okay, so we'll begin with Lothrindir here, who's having a nice conversation with his horse.
Mithul is ready for the next leg of the journey.
It's good to hear that. Indeed, his kind may be more prepared for what awaits us than the others of the company. After all, Mithul's eyes will be on the road underfoot, watching for loose stones and wind-blown branches. The eyes of the Dunedain must be to the horizon, keeping watch for foes that may seek to slow our errand. I have spoken with Halbrand and the sons of Elrond about the road that we will take, south through the Troll Shawls and into Eregion, there to the rest of Ehad Eregion before passing south into Enedwaith. A number of Dunlending tribes called the area home when I last journeyed through those lands. Some were friendly to outsiders, but most were not. The Drygluth, the Hebagluth, they are those you would be wise not to cross, and I will do my best to ensure the Great Company does not entangle with them. Okay, the Drygluth are the Dragon Clan. The Hebagluth, can't remember which clan they are. I guess we'll find that out at some point. Let's see. Who's next? Ah, here we are. Goladir, hello there. How are you doing?
My horse Legimbod is rested and ready for the next leg of the journey.
Yes, and Legabod is ready to undertake the next leg of the journey. His saddlebags are as light as I could make them, while still keeping the supplies we need. This refuge has not changed in many years since I've came here, but surely I myself must be unrecognizable. So much has happened, and so little of it good. But the ride here was a marvel, and I could feel the weight of the past falling from my shoulders with the feel of the breeze upon my face. Leginbod delights in the speed, and I delighted with him. The southward journey will do us both some good. I'm ready to be off again. All right. Let's see. How about... Ah, Elro here. Hello. Hiding, I see.
My father had some curious words for me.
Yes, it's a curious words on the eve of our departure. He said that the time is approaching when we must no longer hold back, when we must do more than defend against the actions of the enemy. He said that the time is coming when we may need to wager everything on a final throw, and by so doing we will have done all that we can. Better a death in far off lands than the service of a chance, however small, than death at home a certainty. We may not return from the journey, Pineleaf. My brother and I are at peace with that. I hope that you and these Dunedain are as well, for I would counsel any who are not to stay behind. In other words, you think it's a dangerous road. Well, probably. I'm saying if there's going to be a war or anything like that, into a land of hostile Dunlendings, all sorts of things that are going to be a bit of a problem there. Hello, Rodanier.
I will do my duty with no complaint, and Glor and Gur will do the same.
Glongur did not break a sweat on the short ride from Thorinhad here to Rivendell. He was ready to begin even yesterday. I could say the same thing for myself. I returned to Thorinhad to say goodbye to Elwelleth, but I could not find her anywhere at the camp. I had meant to return this hairpin she had given me, but perhaps she feared the farewells. I suppose I did as well. We will go soon set forth. I do not know what the future will bring, but I will do my duty with no complaint, and Glorigur will do the same. Very well. Then let's speak with here at Candate. Hello, Candate. He's ready for a stealth mission, apparently.
Everyone is nearly ready to ride.
Yes, everyone's ready to ride the Dunedain, the Sons of Elrond, and Pineleaf, loyal hobbit. Are you familiar with our history, Pineleaf? As you are journeying with us on this journey, surely you to go down in the annals of the Dunedain, I would have you hear some of it, if you are not already know of it. We have some moments. Let me tell you of some of our history, that you may understand the weight of what we are about to do. So, what does this history lesson entail?
I have been pleased to record much of the history of the Dunedain.
The early years of the Third Age saw the death of Isildur and his eldest sons, but his line was not ended, for his youngest son was kept safely here in Rivendell. He was raised far from the danger and came to the rule of the North Kingdom. His descendants would not know peace, for the Nazgûl were to reappear, and their chief would wage war upon the men of the West. In the year 1974 of the Third Age, the armies of the Witch King seized Fornost. The North Kingdom was no more, and its ruler, Arvedui, fled northward to Forchel. But there he was lost, along with the heirlooms of his house. Some of the Dunedain journeyed into the icy wastes to recover them. Do you wish to hear of their quest? I suppose we could do that. So, what is the story?
In the year 1975 of the Third Age, a party of Dunedain, led by the brothers Lyganed and Hyador, traveled north into Forochel to reclaim the relics left behind in the flight from the wreck of Fornost.
Ah, yes, the joys of Forochel. Hello. Ah, we have come this far without incident, Legend. But the road north is certain to become more dangerous. Little is known of the snowmen of Forochel, but if they are opposed to the Witch King, we will surely find them as allies. Still, the ship bearing Arvedui should have returned by now, and its absence fills me with worry. We must press onward, no matter what we find. The sooner we learn what has befallen King Arvedui, the sooner we may leave this cold land. There are worms in the rise ahead, Langland. You use your skills at remaining unseen and clear the path for us, that we may bring the wagons up the road safely. The trade goods we bring may loosen the tongues of the snowmen to the fate of our king. Very well. Yeah. Oh, Laganed, not Lageland. Laganed. All right, fine. Maybe I should have listened to what the narrator said at the beginning. That may have made things a little bit easier. Let's see. Stealth. This would be more appropriate for the burglar series, right? Which,
Lyganed's ability to remain unseen was unrivaled in the north.
see, that time I actually did listen to the narrator. Laganed. There we go. And whack. Anyway, the burglar series, which was on a hiatus for a couple of months, has actually resumed recently. So I get to now find out how much did I forget on how to play the burglar over the last few months. Oh, there you are. For a moment there, I thought I was ineligible or something like that. Maybe it was slightly on cooldown and I didn't notice that. I had one playthrough where Laganhead was a little bit OP and I think was one-shotting the worms. So apparently they did some rebalancing on that matter. Oh, probably because of a change to what happened to level 65 creatures and the like when the legendary server opened up. That's a possibility. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah. Look at this. We've got worms all over the place. If I was one-shotting them, then I might have... Oops. Yeah, I can't remember how to play Laginid. It's been so long since... I guess
Laginid worked quickly, and soon half of the worms were defeated. Only 3 remained.
since the last time I did this, I was one-shotting them, so I didn't have to worry about what to do with the rest of the skills. Yeah, see what happened there? Yeah. And now I got to do real combat! It's the first time I actually managed to get a second worm at the same time. Is there a patrol path changed, or the fact that I'm no longer one-shotting them is the thing to it? Can't remember if in the early days I was one-shotting them or if... I don't think so. Of course, I could just be remembering wrong because that's always a possibility. Oh, it's hard to remember that. I guess I could go over some...
Laginid cleared the path of the winter worms and returned to Hyardor.
I suppose it's possible that I could look it up and find out what I was doing last time. Are they up or are they down around here? Well, let's go this way. Worms defeated. Very good, Laginid. Now that the worms are cleared from the pass, we can resume our journey northward into Forhel, where we are going to go into the next segment.
The small party continued north, coming at last to the shores of the Ice Bay.
And here we are, at the Ice Bay. We have come to the end of the road, Laginid. Look there! The ship that was to carry King Arvedui back home lies in ruin. Wish now as you never have before. Wish that he was not aboard the vessel when it broke apart. We cannot tarry here, though. Dread lies heavy upon my heart. Hurry, Laginid. Now, of course, Laginid doesn't know what happened to them, though, of course, we do, because back when we were doing the Volume 1 story, we met Arvedui's ghost. Hurry, Laginid, this way. There are people up ahead.
But even as they raced along the shore, they knew what awaited them. Hasika, the chieftain of that people, simply shook his head.
You are the people of the Tall King?
It was not a question. The
sorry
Dunedain
about that.
had been expected.
If you speak of King Arvedui, know that he is our liege. What has become of him? The Tall King sheltered with us for a time, until the great sea monster came. We warned him not to climb atop it. Our shaman smelled danger in the air. He did not listen. Oops. How could this happen? The power of the Witch King is very strong in winter. His ice broke the sea monster's back. Who now will rule your people? Did the Tall King have no sons?
Laginid explained then to Hasika that Arvedui had a son. The line would continue.
Yeah, the line would continue, but not as kings, because Arvedui was the last king of the North before the interregnum and whatever. I am glad the Tall King had a son to continue his rule. Long may his heirs rule the faraway peoples. Well, yeah, it's a long story what happens after that. He spoke of great treasures and valuable things. He said they were carried upon the sea monster's back, and that they could be used against the Witch King for the betterment of all our peoples. But now all are lost. Nothing comes back out of the frozen water. You can't train a polar bear to fetch it for you or something? Only the treasure he gave to me remains. Wait, what treasure is that you speak of? Before he left, at his peril, the tall king gave me a ring. He said it had no power, but his people would give much to have it back. Laganid, I need a word with you. It must be the ring of Barahir. It possesses no power save its value as an heirloom of the house of Isildur, but its value in ancestry cannot be doubted. Did King Arvedui have some sense of the fate that awaited him? Surely not, but it is curious that this ring has escaped where he was unable. We have brought a great store of provision with us. We will barter for the return of the ring, and it will go south with us, though its master cannot. We must be content with that.
It was in this way that the Ring of Barahir was saved. For more than 900 years, the descendants of Arvedui ruled as chieftains of the Dunedain.
Oh joy, this place. Now I am. Well, we'll find out who I am in a moment. We are almost there, Korgur, for good or ill. I fear that we will not find Arador, our chieftain, still alive, but we cannot call off the pursuit until we know for certain. The hill trolls of the Intmores make their homes here in the Troll Heights, and the tracks lead into the cleft just ahead. I will climb the rise and scout ahead from above. There are goblins in these parts as well. I leave their fates to you. But know that the trolls must be our main concern. Good fortune, Korgur. May we not be too late for our chief.
In the year 2930 of the Third Age, Arador, the chieftain of the Dunedain, was taken captive by hill trolls.
Well, that's not good. There you go.
Korgur and Glengon, two of his closest allies, journeyed far into the Edenmoors to rescue him.
Well, at least we're doing better against the goblins, but I guess goblins aren't exactly as strong as worms. Maybe it's the goblins I remember one-shotting and not the worms. That's always a possibility. Not exactly one-shotting the goblins, but they're not reaching me either. Of course, the trolls are going to reach me. No question about that. Whack.
Korgur carefully dealt with the goblins he encountered.
Well, carefully, yeah. Wait, there are more goblins here than I thought. This is going to take some time. Oh, that one I one-shotted? Yeah. Alright, so it is possible to one-shot a goblin. But I do know that if I shoot them while they're all nice and together, it's not going to be very good for me. I got through the goblins and the trolls, but our chieftain doesn't seem to be in very good shape. Alas, we're too late. Arador has been slain. Curses to those vile trolls. Glangon wipes away a tear as he composes himself. His son Arathorn is chieftain of the Dunedain now, though he wants it not, and him newly married as well. There is nothing for it, Korgur. We must return with the sad news. I pity Arathorn for the responsibility that now falls upon him, but we must console ourselves with the knowledge that the line of Isildur will continue. What sorrow if it were an end of the world. May Arathorn reach a different fate than his father. Let none come to this troll height without remembering the fate of the chieftain of the Dunedain. From this point forward, this height will be known as Arador's End, and will be a warning to all.
The Rangers fervently hoped that Arador's son, Arathorn, would rule long as their chief, but it was not to be. 1 year after the birth of his son Aragorn, Arathorn was slain by orcs, and his wife fled to Rivendell.
And finally, who are we this time? We have been friends for many years, Tugon, and we have explored the wild lands of Eredor together. Your friendship means a great deal to me, but I have said nothing for which you should be angry with me. I have told you before that I plan to adventure in the Southlands, then to return when I have done deeds worthy of my father and grandfather. You cannot come with me, my friend. If I am to lead the Dunedain, needs must I perform feats worthy of that obligation. It is something I must do alone, Turgon. Something I must do alone.
In the year 2956 of the Third Age, Aragorn was about to make an important acquaintance.
I wish to see the great kingdoms of the south, Turgon. Who is it that the road ahead? Few travelers take it this way. You are a long way from home, old man. What brings you to this road?
The old man smiled with amusement.
What you say is true. It might also be said of you, Aragorn, son of Arathorn. How do you know my name? No, hold it, Tugon. I do not believe this man is our enemy. I know a great deal about you. I know that you were fostered by Elrond of Rivendell after the death of your father. I know that he has told you something of your lineage. I know, too, that he has given you the heirlooms of your house, the shards of Narsil, and the ring of Barahir. But how do you know these things, old man? I know because it is my business to know. I am Gandalf.
Yes, it was Gandalf, and if Aragorn in his youth spoke roughly, the wizard surely forgave him.
Oh yeah, and we finish it off with Gandalf. There are great things in store for Aragorn, your chieftain, Tugon, but he must arrive at them in his own time. It is the solemn duty of all the Dunedain to protect him, for he is descended of Isildur in line unbroken, and one day he must rule in Gondor. But these are mighty words, and the time is still far off. We all have work to be done before that day comes, not just Aragorn, and not just in our small way, the wizards, but you as well, Tugon. You will not travel with Aragorn on this journey into the kingdoms of the south, for he has made up his mind, but you still have your own role to play. In friendship, you will carry it out and have victory, I'm certain. For that is a weapon no servant of the enemy fully understands. A lecture by Gandalf in just one brief moment. Elrond has spoken to me of Gandalf the Grey, and I'm ashamed that I did not recognize him at first, Tugon. Still, he has warmth, though perhaps he tries to hide it. There are many things I wanted to ask him, should we ever meet. But now, I can't think of any. What a chance meeting. Let us continue on to Lothlorien, and perhaps then I will remember the questions I wished to ask. And they go on to get. Now, of course, in Lothlorien, Aragorn will, of course, meet. In Lothlorien, he'll meet Arwen. But that's it for our history lesson, and when we return next time, I think it'll be time to travel south when we return to the complete Pineleaf.